Hey guys, Jonah here, back with another beer review. This one's kind of a special one, and it was sponsored by the Royston. So thank you very much, Andy. He basically had a couple of beers left from the mystery box, and yeah, he was quite happy the other night. We got chatting. I was a bit hammered because I'd already drunk some beers, and I went there after and had a few more beers. Didn't have any cider though this time. I think he had about nine beers, something like that. But he kindly gifted me a beer. It's the last one that he had. Could potentially be the last one in existence, but it is still in date. So I have got this bad boy to try. Yonder Mystery Brew #1. It's a lager at 4.5%. It says if you guess the flavour, you could win £250 worth of beer. But apparently, the competition finished in April. But I cannot find, because I looked up what the flavourings were, I couldn't find out. It was nuts. It says Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that kind of jazz. I did have a look on Facebook. I do sometimes do a Twitter or an X, whatever it is, but not that often. And Instagram, I have an account, but I never use Instagram. I probably should, being the fact that I do these reviews, but I usually like doing them on the beer channels, not the normal socials. So Untapped is my favourite. Obviously, I'm on YouTube. I do put them on Facebook as well. But yeah, Instagram. If you know about Instagram, why don't you let me know? Because I know nothing about it. I thought it was just for pictures, but apparently not. So there we go. It is a mystery lager, a Yonder lager, and Yonder do some crazy, crazy beers. Oh, and this would have cost me back in the day £4.60, I think that says. But like I say, I was gifted it, so thanks, Andy. It might have been that he forgot to charge me for it, which is not like him at all. Um, he's usually pretty good at that kind of stuff. But we did have a really good night last night. There was some singing, dancing. He was knocking out the bangers. He was cranking up the stereo because there was only three people in the pub um, on a Saturday evening. Probably everyone else was watching Ant and Dec, or what's it, Ant and Dick, maybe. I don't know. No, Dec's the good one. Ant's the dodgy criminal one. Don't like Ant at all. Right, let us get this bad boy into a glass. Now this has had a lot of time. Well, I say a lot of time. It's been in the fridge all day. Put it that way. Um, but I've not been having that much luck, dear viewer, because obviously my Advent box doesn't fit in the fridge, so I can't chill down my beers. But this one, and it is still within date. It says by the end of December, so come on, we are still in December, so it should be a good one. But I have had some problems with overcarbonation, shall we say. This one's looking proper. And it is a lager, so it probably won't have too much carbonation in it anyway. Bang, that looks proper good. Right, gonna bang it on the table. Get rid of some of that stuff sticking to the side. Fingers ahead, which is fantastic for a lager. It's a little bit hazy, I have to say, but let's get, wow, my God, I can smell that from here. That's outrageous. Oh, and I think I know what it is already. Let's move that back and cheeky, cheeky. Oh my God, I can smell sort of like burnt toast along with some nuts. So, like a peanut or a hazelnut roasted. Yeah. Wonder how they got that in there. Did they put nuts in there, or did they dip their nuts in there? Or is this some artificial flavoring? My God, that is so nutty. That's crazy. Oh, I can also smell like a berry thing. So maybe peanut butter and jelly sandwich. How about that? Is that a good? Do I win money? No, of course I don't. It ended in June. No, I was going to say June. No, it was April. It ended. Yeah, there's something sweet on the nose. Whether it's in there or not, I don't know. But look at that bad boy. It is incredibly hazy, which is totally not like a lager, which is bizarre. Anyway, hopefully you're enjoying the channel. Hopefully you're enjoying December. It is the time of drinking, and I'm drinking quite a lot. On Untapped, I went over 100 last month, which is number one, reasonably unusual for me. It is a milestone for me. If you're drinking 100 beers in a month, especially because November is a 30-day month, not a 31-day month. But yeah, it looks like December is going to be pretty good as well. But let's see what we get. Anyway, cheers and beers, guys. Let's see what we get from this one. Ooh. So there was some sweetness up front, mixing with the bubbles, the carbonation, which always kind of throws me in light beer styles like lager. I'm less of a bubbly kind of man. I quite like flatter beers, which is kind of why I like Camera. They tend to not be the fizzy beers. But that slight berry taste, it's there up front, and it's a little bit sweet, but instantly it goes kind of into a freshing kind of lagery bitterness. But now I'm getting that nut roast, a real kind of like Dickensian kind of. Do you want a bag of nuts, sir? I think, in fact, I think you can still get them in certain places, but nuts, roasted nuts, are one of those things you used to get in a paper bag. Ah, back in the day, I remember the guy on the street corner in your local high street who had one of those nut machines. It happened, dear viewer, it happened. For those younger people in my audience, you will not have a clue what I'm talking about, but these things used to exist. Absolutely. Watch Harry Potter. One of the Harry Potters has a nut machine, but it's got like a baby dragon in it, and he's breathing fire on these nuts and then giving them to people. But what I'm saying is the berry taste is not as prominent as the nut taste. That perhaps it's just a nut beer. No, there is a berryness there too. There is 100% a berryness. I'm thinking peanut jelly sandwich. Yeah, something like that. Or maybe not even the sandwich. I thought I was getting a bit of maltiness, like a bready maltiness, but I think maybe that's just the nut taste. It's a nutty beer. Do you remember there was that beer you can get in B&M stores in the UK, and it was flat tail bed or flat truck or something. It had a picture of a truck on it, and they did banana beers and all that kind of stuff. But they did a peanut butter and jelly beer. Um, very much tasted like this. Ooh, wow, carbonation is up there, dear viewer. I was going to say you could probably fool people if you were doing some sort of trifecta trial, like a double blind trial, um, especially if you blanked out the glass and you didn't see that colour, from just tasting it. And if you left it out of the, in this case, the can for a while, so it was a little bit warmer but less carbonated, is what I was going for. I suspect a lot of people would think this was a lot darker beer, purely based on the flavour. Um, because I've had sort of peanut stouts and hazelnut stouts and things, nutty stouts that do taste remarkably like this. And don't forget stouts such as Guinness, Forged, or the other one, the Brewdog one. Um, they're all 4 point something percent. There's no super strong stouts anymore. I mean, you get imperial stouts, of course you can, but in the yeah, the most popular stouts, shall we say, the Anspach and Hobday, the London Black, that's quite a light beer. I mean, alcohol-wise, and they're quite thin. They're not heavy beers. So, yeah, if you had a cup and you somehow disguised the top, I think a lot of people would think this was like a dark beer. It's that crazy. Um, Lacing wise, which is also important to me, it's a lager in it, so you do have the lines. They are shaky and wavy as a mofo. Ooh, wow, sorry, dear viewer, lager, but I'm not getting any superb shapes, unfortunately, which is yeah, a little bit disappointing for me. I like to dissect my head. Um, yeah, damn right. I'm sure Freud would say something about that, or Jung, or someone. Dissect my head with beer. Okay, that very last sip, and I say this all the time, wasn't too far off the first, but it had a bit more of that fruitiness. Um, but yeah, not enough. In my opinion, if this was, and I might be completely wrong, but if this was some sort of jelly and peanut sandwich, there wasn't enough berry. There wasn't enough, yeah, jam. There wasn't enough jam in my jammy dodger, or whatever they used to say. Jam in my jelly roll. I think that was a euphemism that people used to say. Anyway, that I'm really glad to have that. I was looking at these earlier on in the year because I did have my eye on 1, 2, and 3. Um, but I'm really glad that I've tried at least number one. It is nice what Yonder are doing. They're quite a playful company. Anyway, they do the kind of ice cream, kind of weird beers that turn your tongue funny colours and all that kind of stuff, which is cool. I don't know if they sell that many of those beers. I mean, they're special edition beers, so they probably do quite well. But yeah, you're not going to take over the market. You're not going to beat someone like Carlsberg, or other lagers are available. But for a piece of fun, for a piece of entertainment, for a competition that people can get involved with, fantastic. I give you top marks, Yonder. You're completely nuts. That's all I'm going to say. This has been Uncle Jonah, drinking beer for your entertainment, even lagers. Please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll be back with another beer review as well as an Advent review. And they're all coming up real soon.